Hello everyone, welcome to WorldCast PodCast EP1. Sorry for no intro guys, although this is my first episode and the episodes will get better and better as they go on. Hope you guys enjoyed this one and remember to leave a comment, subscribe and like.
When do you think global warming started? When was it a thing, global warming?
When do I think global warming started?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like when did it discover?
Oops. Probably like industrial ages when people started like making trains and stuff like that.
No.
Actually, yes, you're correct. It was made around in 1830s.
No.
What kind of research did you do?
Listen.
I've done a lot.
Excuse me. Basically, it increased then. It increased during the
It was always
industrial
around.
Yeah, it was always around, but during the it didn't just start in the industrial revolution. That's when it proper started going, like to that higher. But it was always a thing. It started.
It was always a thing.
It started when the Earth literally was the Big Bang and all that. So. Yeah.
Well, yes, but the sun is obviously healing the earth in a way. For example, it gives life. It gives plants need the sun, right?
Yeah.
They need the sun to grow trees, flowers,
But you
and
know the
such.
sun contributes to global warming as well.
Yes. However, it's not the main cause of global warming. The other things that are cause of global warmings are like, for example,
The main thing is us. That's the
yeah,
main thing.
so the humans are like the 70% of the problem on the whole global warming. We take up 70% of the earth. The sea is kind of we never really discovered it, but that out of the question. What are the main problems for global warming?
Main problems? Well, first of all, I think since we live inside of a bubble, literally, like air goes down to the floor, goes back up, goes back down, goes back up. Sun can just enter any time and cannot leave. That's the bad thing. It turns into moisture over time. That's the only way it leaves, basically. It turns into water over time. But if there's too much heat, like we saw last year, especially here in England, we saw like nearly 40 degrees of heat. Did you see what happened to the grass?
Yeah.
Looked like Africa in here.
It's not just the grass.
The house is burned.
Not the house. Have you seen the car's tires? Those are melting.
Do you guys remember in like 2011? I think when in London, do you know that I forgot what it's called. Apparently it's called like the pickle, the radio, something like that, or cheese grater. That's what the building's called, yeah.
Where it melts cars.
Yeah. The sun bounced off the glass so hard it melted. It started melting the cars.
That's crazy.
Imagine that.
But that's the heat is not only the problem as well. Remember in December last year, it got so cold. Not just in England. I mean, England was barely much of a snow.
Cold.
But in other countries, it was snowing to the point where nobody could drive down the roads.
But have you guys not realised, especially in England, because obviously we live here, we're getting colder winters and hotter summers. That's the thing of global warming. It'll get to the point where we'll literally be so hot, like, do you know what like we'll
'Cause it's
end up
an
dying
island,
or
that's
so
why.
cold. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but here's the thing though. One way that this sort of got fixed, at least for a little bit, was COVID. People stayed in their homes for a while, and pollution in the air actually got fixed.
No, it didn't. Didn't get
Well,
fixed.
not exactly
For a short
fixed.
It got
for a short
reduced. It got
time.
reduced for a short time because no one was using their cars. No one was really going.
We asked about what was the main reason.
What do you guys think about the Willow project?
Well, oh yeah, that is actually a good
That's
question.
pretty good, yeah.
That is a good question. Well, I haven't actually done much research on the Willow project, but I do know the only thing I've at least heard of, it's gonna mess up the earth and probably not a lot of people will live for a long time.
Well, then again, Joe Biden says Joe Biden does, right?
Well, that's how presidents work.
Right, exactly.
But the fact is, right, is that do you know what I find disgusting? Only America got a say in the Willow project, but it's gonna affect the whole world. So how? does
No,
that
because they're only mining their part of.
Yeah, but it's
of
in Alaska,
Alaska.
the oil rigs. You don't understand. That's what we're saying about it's affecting the whole world. Yeah, it's gonna wipe out animals. Yeah, it's gonna contribute so much. Yeah, that it will affect everyone, not just them. And that's why, if we're trying to stop it, why did not talk about
Some rich countries, such as I don't know, Germany or maybe India, are trying to do that, especially Saudi Arabia. Even though they don't have much going on in there for, global warming crisis, I guess you put it, they are somehow actually trying to help. For example, there's like so much big cities around. It's actually messing up the ground itself, the soil and everything.
Right.
They're making this project where they're making the cities thin, I guess, like in a thin box or just in a box itself, having everything all around in just that one box, having a whole city in this one box.
Right.
So it's an interesting thing. So it could actually help the world because it doesn't hold much space, and you could get wherever you want in the city as fast as possible.
Right.
So it's a nice change. What else? The Willow Project, a little back on it. The Willow Project, what you said was correct because it can actually hurt a lot of animals, not just in America.
But I don't think there's many animals in Alaska, anyways.
No, I'm not
It's
just.
not Alaska, it's Antarctica, right?
No, they're building it in Alaska.
In Alaska, just Alaska. But I'm not sure. It just says in America, but it could probably affect the whole world. Who knows? Because I'm not a politician. I'm just knowing whatever news I can get from it.
Right. So it says it's the Willow Project is located on the north plain of the slope of the Alaska within the National Polarum Reserve of the Alaska, which is the American one, called the Beartooth Union West, meaning there's hella bears. So a lot of polar bears are gonna probably.
Yeah, a lot of polar bears are gonna
and going
starve.
extinct. Have you realised since the talk of global warming in the past years and years, more animals have been going extinct lately. So I think that has a lot of contribute to that as well. It's not just the fact of
But animals always been going extinct.
Yes, but
but it's more been increasing over the years.
Right.
It's more the fact that I would you guys consider the fact that maybe there is a bit of there's a bit of a connection between the cost of living crisis and global warming? Do you think that global warming can affect living crisis? Because if everything's going up, because think about it, if they're using more material to create more stuff that's doing emissions, do you think that's why everything's going up? Because they're using more emissions, which contributes, so they're basically charging people more to use the materials to create that.
I mean, that's how this works. It's called
Production.
No, not just production. What was it called?
Inflation.
Yes, thank you.
Inflation and production. It's what they want to put is an account of everything altogether.
But one thing.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna head over to the college topic, which means we are gonna talk about things that we could change. In the college to make the college more sustainable and more climate.
Well, I have one idea actually that I've been going around the college for.
Yeah.
When you get served on food, they always give you wooden fork, knife, and spoon, wherever, right? Yeah. However, before you even get it, it has a plastic thing over it before you have to open it. Just
why
put it in
don't
the
you use
bin.
a paper bag, like one of those little paper bags?
No, it's not even that. It's just that you could just give me the spoon or fork without having to give me the.
So reducing plastics.
Plastics. So you don't have to use plastics.
I will say one thing that they do really good that loads of stores have actually been doing. Good to go. So basically, you get the food at a reduced price at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so
I've seen that.
That's a really good scheme. And the fact that I don't think most colleges haven't done that, and only stores have been doing it, but the fact they've done that is really good because one, it obviously reduces food waste. Two, it can go to people that are more of need, and obviously the main topic here that it basically it contributes to it not going to waste and all that. So again, not contributing to climate change and global
Usually in
warming.
colleges, there's a lot of rooms where it's filled on a lot of paper around the walls. I get it, it's nice to have some light, creativity in the room, but that's a lot of paper. A lot of paper.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one way
to doing something else with that paper.
You could be doing something else with that paper. It's just a couple words. For example, there's one large paper that just has a few words in it. You could just use that, I don't know, for art at least. It's just a big waste.
Or what you could do is make a recycling bin for it, right? For example, Subway. They wrap their sandwiches in 2 papers, not 1. So first they do it in thick paper, which has nothing on it. That is probably recycled paper, which it's probably not, because it's white, right?
Yeah.
So what they could do is make that recycled paper, right? Not only just just plain white paper like this. I mean, this is probably even recycled. I don't know, but you know, I would say having recycled paper in your sandwiches is not that bad because they don't have that
Pretty
much of a taste of recycled paper.
I mean, what, you're gonna eat recycled paper? Come on, it's just paper. You just unwrap that thing, eat it, put it in the recycle bin. You can reuse it.
Exactly. I was also researching in this guy in China, right? This guy in China, he made a spoon which tastes like noodles. It's made out of noodles, and it tastes like chocolate, strawberry, banana, and vanilla, right?
The hell did he create?
And what you're supposed to do is after you're done eating the food, right? You're supposed to dip it in hot water and then eat it. So it's like extra food. It's extra food, and no spoons, forks go to waste, you know?
I mean, fair enough. I mean, the idea of having wooden spoons and such is nice because if you had plastic, for example, let's compare a plastic and a wooden spoon. Let's say you eat with a wooden spoon and you just throw it away into the ground, let's say. You know.
Right. So talking about that seaweed guy,
what the guy that made seaweed? He made plastic out of seaweed.
What in the Scooby-Doo villain are you talking about?
So the seaweed guy in probably I don't know what country he's from. So,
Switzerland.
are you sure?
Yes, I've checked
Okay,
it. He said he was born in Switzerland but raised in Mexico, Spain. I
Oh,
don't
were
know.
you guys talking about that seaweed?
Plastic.
Plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great idea.
After
to be
you're
honest.
done with it, you just dip it in water and it disappears.
Yeah, so it's
Immediately.
actually a great idea. However, I don't see it working in a rainy environment. What happens if it starts raining?
Well, all your things just fall out.
That's
The
a
problem is
bummer.
people think of good sustainable things, but they don't think of a backup plan for it.
Yeah.
But it says hot water. It disintegrates in hot water. So
Oh, yeah.
unless the rain is hot, it cannot disintegrate.
Rain can be hot, and it could also be acidic.
We are not in.
But it doesn't matter. Rain can still be acidic. Doesn't matter where you are.
We're not in a nuclear power plant.
No, but acidic rain.
Yes, it can exist.
Acid rain.
Acidic rain only exists if some nuclear wind comes over or something. Like, for example.
Has there been acid rain before?
Yes. Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Last topic is speech of the news of today.
Speech of the news today.
So, the biggest news today that it says right here on my phone.
Conservatationists seed plants to create England's largest native woodland. So they're trying to recreate a woodland, basically.
So, planting trees.
Should
Yeah.
we read more about it?
Well, I mean, just by reading that, I can already understand what's going on. We're on making plastic papers, or matter of fact, an even more interesting thing, some countries have made rock papers.
Rock paper, yeah.
Yeah, rock papers, which is more durable. It can't get wet. None of that. So it's actually environmental friendly because you're not chopping down trees. You're using rocks because rocks are literally all around the world, and not a lot of people use that. The only thing they can use it for is constructions, and not even then. Not a lot of them are that well used.
Right.
But
So-
do you know, I think one thing they can do better is that when they have
In
the
the college?
yeah,
Okay.
when they have the drinks, they have the plastic ones in like the little fridge bit next to Subway. But you have loads of options on the drink machine that you use for thingy. So by you saying that you're going to use they do use not plastic, they use paper cups and all that.
Yeah.
But then they've got the same amount of like plastic bottles and all that. So I don't get how and the plastic cups they use for the water machine.
Hey, want to hear a nice cheat to get the guys to, collect the garbage and all other things on the outside of the college?
Mhm.
Raising the pay.
Yeah.
I mean, that worked in DLR stations, raising the pay, getting the guys to actually properly work this
Yeah.
time. I'm not wrong on this one, Chief. This happens. Give them a raise, they'll actually do the job properly.
No wonder teachers might be on strikes.
Ah,
You wanna just
yep, ended.
you
What?
guys wanna say your full names and then
Oh.
we'll end it?
Well, I'm Avtor Janikitip, just call me Avtor for short.
I'm Kaylee Sullivan, but you can just call me Kay.
And I'm Matas Balanamicius. and thank you for tuning in to our first WorldCast podcast. And hopefully we'll be releasing part 2 very soon with some new guests. Thank you all for tuning in, and see you all next time.
Have a good time.